Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at something pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's Trump's retaliatory tariffs on Colombia.
Mm.
We're going to be focusing mostly on an article called Trump Hits Colombia with Retaliatory Tariffs Over Deportation Flights.
Okay.
So this should be pretty interesting, right? Deportation flights and tariffs.
Yeah, it's a pretty, it's a pretty intense moment in U.S.-Colombia relations.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, when you see that title, Trump hits Colombia with retaliatory tariffs over deportation flights, it's kind of like,
Wow.
It definitely grabs your attention.
Yeah. What's the story here?
Well, the Trump administration wanted to pressure Colombia into, speeding up the deportations of Colombian nationals back to their home country.
So it's not just like
Yeah.
about like the number of people being deported. There's like some deeper disagreement happening here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this really exemplifies a pattern in Trump's foreign policy where he uses economic leverage, in this case, tariffs, to achieve certain political goals.
Retaliatory tariffs. I mean,
Yeah.
that sounds serious.
Yeah.
What was the impact of all this?
Well, I mean, for Colombia, he was basically trying to force Colombia's hand on their immigration policy,
Okay.
And that obviously has potential impacts on the relationship between the two countries.
So Trump hit Colombia with these tariffs.
Yeah.
I mean, was this like a common thing for him to do?
Yeah, he often used tariffs as a bargaining chip in his foreign policy.
Really?
Yeah, it was part of his whole approach to international relations.
Interesting. So the tariffs on Colombia, they were really a response to these deportation flights.
Yeah, exactly.
And this was like totally in line with how Trump used tariffs in lots of situations.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. Okay. Well, this has been a really interesting deep dive into like a surprisingly complicated international issue.
For sure.
So I just wanted to thank everyone for listening. And I want to leave you with one question to think about.
Oh, yeah.
Could this type of tactic, like using tariffs for political reasons, I mean, could this become more common in the future? And if so, like, what does that even mean for international cooperation and trade?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
It's definitely something to think about.
All right. Thanks again for listening.
Thanks.
And we'll see you on the next deep dive.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.